Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for WSTS-47 Intro to LGBT Studies, and we're just going to go over a few items as we always do, reminders, clarifications, etc., anything I think you need to know to stay on top of things in the course. So let's get started here. First up, your most recent quiz on Chapter 8. The first quiz for Chapter 8 is a 8.1 as I call it. Those scores were posted earlier this week, so hopefully you got a look at that there. Most of you did really good job, so good work there. You'll have your second quiz on Chapter 8, quiz 8.2, as I call it, next Wednesday when we come back. So do prepare the homework for that. You'll find there on our Canvas course page. Also, what we're planning to do next week when we come back, we're going to go ahead and finish up Chapter 8. Has some interesting content to cover, again, on different sorts of novels out there. And we're also going to take some time to take a look at the special type of books that are out there for children. There's been a lot of controversy about this in the past and also up to the present there, and book banning, etc. there. I've got copies of some of these books to pass it around so you can see for yourself firsthand and judge for yourself, is it really worth all the fuss that some of these folks are making over these books? But I will definitely have those for you to take a look at firsthand and see for yourself. They're really interesting, nice books there too, I think. Also, we're going to finish up Chapter 8 next time and then start working on Chapter 9, which is all about the visual and performing arts. And we're not going to finish up Chapter 9. We'll finish that up on the week after we come back after spring break there. But we're going to be taking a look at, first of all here, we'll be taking a look at some of the visual representations. And that's, first of all, painting. So queer painting, if you will, some really interesting stuff there. Got some great things to show you. And also we'll be taking a look at the phenomenon of magazines, especially physique magazines as they were called. And so really intriguing stuff there, interesting history behind all that. So got lots of good stuff there to show you. And I hope to also cover a bit about some of the backlash against queer art, because it was definitely some of it in that transgressive type of category we talked about last time when we covered novels there. So just kind of a heads up about that. So really interesting stuff to present. Lastly here is a reminder, as I have told you in class the last couple of times there, don't forget your interview paper there is going to be due this next Wednesday there. You will find a dedicated module area there on our Canvas course page that has the instructions for writing the interview paper, so do take a look at those instructions there. You'll also see, along with those instructions, a separate dedicated submission area there where you're going to upload your paper as a Word file. So make sure it's in Word. Please no Google Docs or PDFs, etc. there. Do it in Microsoft Word. You have access to that through Canvas there. You have Office 365. It's free to students to use, so definitely take advantage of it there. Do take a careful look at the instructions. As I've shown you there in class, you have 5 interview questions you're going to ask your interviewee, 4 of which are already written for you, and they're part of the instructions. The 5th question you are going to write on your own, so you got to come up with something that you'd like to ask your interviewee. And there's also 3 separate summary questions where you have to basically summarize important parts of your interview. And lastly, I will be checking for grammar, punctuation, spelling, things like that. So just be careful about that. It's all in the instructions there, so follow them carefully. And just make sure you've got the 5 interview questions followed by the 3 summary questions there, and you should be just fine there. It's not too technical an assignment, but I do want you to follow a certain structure with it, so please make sure you follow the instructions, and you shouldn't have any trouble doing that there. You will find in the instructions and also in the submission area, the deadline there is next time on Wednesday. You are allowed to submit it late, up to 72 hours late from the original due date and time, but there are deductions for late submission, so it's 10% off if it's late. Then it's an additional 5% off for every 24-hour period after that, and then after 72 hours is up, you won't be able to submit it at all. So it's going to be due there on Wednesday night. So once we get past Saturday, so to Thursday, to Friday, and Saturday, and after Saturday, you won't be able to submit it. So please make sure you get it in by that time. I hate to see a well-written paper get dinged for just being late. So, and it's not a difficult paper. Just make sure you've given yourself enough time to get it together, and you shouldn't have any trouble putting something together, because it's pretty straightforward. All right, well, that's everything I wanted to say this time. If you need anything in the meantime, please reach out via the email on Canvas, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Otherwise, I will see you next week on Wednesday. So take care until then.